Now it's time to jump in past and learn past tenses. Regular, irregular verbs, past continuous, and also connectors and time sequencers. Let's get into it. Simple past. We use the simple past to talk about finished actions that happened once or more than once in the past. The form of the simple past is the same for all persons. Regular and irregular verbs. Regular. In positive form, for example, we stayed at a hotel last summer. And negative, he didn't stay with friends. Question. Did you stay for the weekend? Yes, I did. Or no, I didn't. Irregular. I went to Turkey twice last year. She didn't go to Thailand. Did you go to Montreal? No, we didn't. Why did you go? We use didn't plus base form of the verb for negative and did plus subject plus base form for the questions. Remember, auxiliary, subject, base form. For example, did you go out last night? Or question word, auxiliary, subject, base form. For example, where did you go? Spelling rules for regular verbs of simple past. In most cases, we only add ed to the end of the verb. For example, work, worked. Stay, stayed. But if there is already an e at the end of the verb, we just add d. For example, like, liked. What about verbs that end in y? We change y to ied. For example, study, studied. Be careful, y must be after a consonant. And if verb finishes in consonant, vowel, and consonant, we double the final consonant. For example, stop, stopped. If you enjoyed this package, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. This really helps me keep creating more content for you. Now let's practice. Put the verbs in parentheses in the simple past. Past continuous. We use the past continuous to describe an action in progress at a specific moment in the past. For example, at 8:45 last Saturday, this is the specific time, I was walking in the park. I was walking in the park is an action in progress. We often use the past continuous to describe the situation at the beginning of a story. For example, in 1972, I was living in London. Let's check the structure of past continuous. Was or were plus verb plus ing. For I, he, she, and it, we use was plus ing verb. And for you, we, they, we use were plus ing verb. In the negative form, for I, he, she, and it, we use wasn't. For example, I wasn't working. And for you, we, and they, we use weren't. For example, you weren't working. What about question? Was he working? Yes, he was. Or no, he wasn't. Were they working? Yes, they were. Or no, they weren't. Simple past or past continuous. We often use the past continuous and the simple past together in the same sentence. We use the past continuous to talk about a longer action that was happening in the background when the shorter simple past action happened. We were walking in the gardens. This is the longer action. When he took a photo of us. This is the shorter simple past action. My sister arrived when I was having lunch. My sister arrived is the shorter action, and I was having lunch is the longer action. It's practice time. Complete the sentences with the verbs in the past continuous. Time sequencers. We use time sequencers to say when or in what order things happen. For example, on their first date, they went to a restaurant. After that, they started meeting every day. Another example. On Thursday, I had an argument with my boss. The next day, I decided to look for a new job. We sat down to eat. 2 minutes later, my phone rang. We use when as a time sequencer and also to join two actions. For example, I was watching TV when the phone rang. In this example, two verbs joined by when. Another example. When I came out of the club, he was waiting for me. The accident happened when I was crossing the road. Connectors, starting with because and so. We use because to express a reason. For example, she was driving fast because she was in a hurry. We use so to express a result. For example, she was in a hurry, so she was driving fast. But and although. We use but and although to show a contrast. For example, she tried to stop the car, but she hit the man. Although she tried to stop the car, she hit the man. Although can go at the beginning or in the middle of a sentence. For example, she couldn't sleep although she was very tired. Be careful. With although, we cannot use but. Instead, we only pause, or in writing, we put a comma. The most common way of linking consecutive actions is with then or after that, but not after. For example, I got up and got dressed. Then or after that, I made a cup of coffee. Now let's practice. Complete the sentences with so, because, but, or although. Thank you for studying with me through this course. I hope these lessons have been helpful for you. Now, if you'd like to continue learning with Part B and Part C of the course, you can get access to the full packages directly from me. Just send me a message. I'll give you all the details on how to continue.